The arrival. On a bright morning, Earth was bustling with life. People hurried through busy streets, their faces lit by the glow of their devices. Children laughed and played in parks, and the aroma of fresh coffee filled the air from nearby cafes. Yet, above the planet, a silent threat approached. In the vastness of space, alien ships glided gracefully, their sleek designs shimmering against the stars. In the heart of a modern city, Alex Carter, a skilled diplomat and linguist, stared at his computer screen. He was a tall man with dark hair and keen blue eyes that always seemed to be searching for answers. Today, however, his thoughts were not on the usual diplomatic affairs. He felt a strange unease as he scrolled through the latest news. Something about the sky felt different. Suddenly, an alert flashed on his screen, drawing his attention. The headline read, "Unidentified objects detected in Earth's orbit." His heart raced as he clicked the article. According to the report, multiple ships had entered the atmosphere and were hovering silently above the planet. Panic spread quickly among Earth's leaders. In a high-tech conference room, officials from around the world gathered to discuss the situation. They sat around a large table, their expressions serious. The air was thick with tension. "We need to prepare for an attack," shouted General Martinez, a stern figure with silver hair. "We can't trust these aliens. They could destroy us." Others nodded, their faces filled with fear. But Alex, who sat quietly in the corner, knew that fear could lead to poor decisions. He raised his hand, and the room fell silent. "What if they come in peace?" he asked, his voice calm but firm. "We should try to communicate first. Maybe they need our help." A murmur of doubt swept through the room. "And what if they want to conquer us?" Another official replied, crossing his arms. Alex knew he had to act. "I volunteer to make contact. I have experience with different cultures, and I can help bridge the gap," he declared, hoping his confidence would inspire others. After a moment of hesitation, the leaders reluctantly agreed. They knew that sending a skilled diplomat was their best chance for understanding the aliens. Alex felt a surge of determination. This was his moment to shine. Hours later, as night fell over the city, Alex stood on a rooftop, looking up at the strange vessels in the sky. They were unlike anything he had ever seen, glowing with soft colors and moving in a synchronized manner. He took a deep breath, steadying himself. Suddenly, a beam of light shot down from one of the ships, illuminating a small area on the rooftop. Alex squinted against the brightness, feeling a mix of excitement and fear. Was this a welcoming sign or a warning? Then, from the light, a figure emerged. It was tall and elegant, with skin that shimmered like the stars. The alien's eyes were large and luminous, conveying a sense of wisdom and curiosity. Alex's heart raced, but he stood his ground. "Welcome, Terran." The alien spoke, its voice smooth and melodic, echoing in the still night air. "I am Silara, envoy of the Yuthran people. We come seeking understanding." Alex's heart swelled with hope. He responded with a polite bow, remembering his training. "I am Alex Carter, a representative of Earth. We have many questions." Silara nodded, a hint of a smile playing on its lips. "We have observed your planet for many cycles. We wish to share knowledge, not conflict." Relief washed over Alex. This was the opportunity he had hoped for. He gestured for Silara to follow him to a nearby table, where they could talk. As they walked, Alex couldn't help but feel the weight of history on their shoulders. "Tell me about your people," Alex said, eager to learn. Silara began to share stories of the Yuthran civilization, speaking of their connection to the stars and their desire for peace. Alex listened intently, fascinated by the alien's words. He felt a bond forming, an understanding that transcended worlds. But just as the conversation flowed, a loud rumble echoed through the city. Alex and Silara turned their heads, alarmed. The sound grew louder, and the ground shook beneath them. "What is that?" Silara asked, its eyes wide with concern. Alex's heart sank as he realized what was happening. It sounds like military jets. They must have seen you and are preparing for an attack. Fear flashed across Silara's face, but Alex quickly grabbed its arm. We need to stay calm. I'll talk to them. If they see you, it could lead to chaos. Together, they hurried down from the rooftop, racing against time. The fate of their worlds rested on their shoulders. Would they be able to communicate the truth before misunderstandings turned to violence? As they reached the ground, the sight before them was overwhelming. Military vehicles surrounded the area, and armed soldiers stood ready, eyes filled with uncertainty. "Stop," Alex shouted, raising his hands to signal peace. "We are here to talk." The soldiers hesitated, their weapons still aimed. But Alex's voice cut through the tension, echoing with conviction. "We must not act out of fear. This is a moment for understanding, not conflict." With Silara by his side, Alex took a step forward, hoping to bridge the gap between worlds. The fate of both humanity and the Uthran people hung in the balance. First contact. The air was thick with tension as Alex stood before the soldiers, his heart pounding. He glanced at Silara, who looked both calm and curious. The alien's bioluminescent skin glowed softly, casting an otherworldly light around them. Alex felt a mix of fear and hope. This was not just a meeting of two worlds. It was a moment that could define the future of both. "Lower your weapons," Alex called out again, his voice firm but friendly. He took a cautious step forward, gesturing for Silara to follow. The soldiers exchanged glances, their expressions uncertain. "Who are you?" demanded a tall soldier with a stern face, gripping his weapon tightly. "What do you want?" "We come in peace," Alex said, his voice steady. "This is Silara, an envoy from the Uthran people. We want to understand each other, not fight." The soldier looked skeptical, but he hesitated. "You expect us to believe that? Alien ships are hovering over our cities, and you want us to trust you." Before Alex could respond, Silara spoke, its voice soothing like music. "We have observed your planet for many cycles. We wish to learn from you and share our knowledge. We do not seek conflict." A murmur spread through the soldiers as they considered the alien's words. Alex seized the moment. "We must communicate, not react with fear. This is a chance to learn about each other." Finally, the tall soldier lowered his weapon slightly but kept a watchful eye on Silara. "I'll need to speak to my commanding officer," he said, gesturing for Alex to follow him. The group moved to a command center set up nearby, where military officials were gathered around screens showing images of the alien ships. Alex and Silara entered the room, and the atmosphere was thick with anxiety. "Sir, this is Alex Carter," the soldier said, introducing him. "He claims to have contact with the aliens." The commanding officer, a middle-aged woman with sharp features and a determined gaze, looked up. "You think you can negotiate with them?" she asked, her voice skeptical. "Yes," Alex replied, meeting her gaze. "But we need to approach this carefully. They want to share knowledge. We can learn so much." The officer studied Silara, who stood patiently, its glowing skin shifting colors in response to the tension in the room. "What do you want from us?" she asked, addressing Silara directly. "Understanding," Silara replied, its voice steady. "We seek to exchange ideas and culture. Our worlds can benefit from cooperation." As they spoke, Alex noticed the officer's expression softening slightly. "But why now? Why not before?" Silara paused, its eyes reflecting the lights of the command center. "We have watched your world grow. We waited until we believed you were ready for contact. We wanted to ensure that our intentions were clear before making ourselves known." The officer nodded slowly, still wary. "What guarantees do we have that you won't turn on us?" Silara stepped forward, its form radiating a calm energy. "You have our word. We are not a warlike people. We come as friends. We hope to forge a bond that can lead to exploration and peace." The officer glanced at Alex, who felt a spark of hope. "If we want to trust them, we need to take the first step," he said. "Let's set up a meeting where we can discuss our ideas openly." After a few tense moments, the officer sighed, her shoulders relaxing slightly. "All right, we'll allow a controlled meeting, but I will have security present." Alex smiled, relief washing over him. "Thank you. That's all we ask for, an opportunity to talk." A brewing storm. The alarm's shrill sound echoed through the command center, piercing the momentary calm that had enveloped the room. Alex's heart raced as he looked at Silara, who remained still, its bioluminescent skin shifting from blue to a deep, anxious red. The soldiers quickly scrambled to their positions, their earlier curiosity replaced by urgency. "What's going on?" Alex shouted over the noise, trying to maintain control of the situation. The commanding officer's face tightened with determination as she focused on the screens flashing various alerts. "We're detecting multiple unidentified ships entering the atmosphere," she exclaimed, her voice steady but filled with worry. "It looks like they're armed." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. "Do we know who they are?" "Not yet," she replied, her eyes scanning the screens. "But we can't assume they're friendly. I need you to stay here while we prepare for defense." "No," Alex insisted, taking the step forward. "Silara and I should be involved. We need to show unity, especially if these ships are hostile. We can't afford to appear divided." The officer hesitated, weighing her options. The tension in the room was palpable as they awaited her decision. Finally, she nodded. "You're right. We need to show strength, but you must follow my orders and stay close." Alex agreed, relief washing over him. "Thank you. Let's figure this out together." As they gathered information, Silara's glowing skin shifted colors, reflecting the intensity of the situation. "We need to communicate with them," it said, its voice calm despite the chaos. "If they are hostile, we must attempt to de-escalate before it's too late." "I agree," Alex said, thinking quickly. "We can send a message, but we have to be careful. We need to present ourselves as peaceful, not threatening." The officer turned to her team. "Get our communication systems ready. We'll send a message to the incoming ships, urging them to identify themselves and declare their intentions." The soldiers worked quickly, fingers flying over keyboards as they activated the communication systems. The atmosphere buzzed with tension, a mixture of fear and determination. "Message sent," one of the technicians announced. "We're waiting for a response." Minutes stretched like hours. The alarm continued to wail, creating a rhythm that heightened everyone's anxiety. Alex exchanged glances with Silara, both aware of the weight of this moment. They were at a crossroads, and the outcome could change everything. Just as the tension peaked, a voice crackled over the intercom. "We have a response," the technician shouted, excitement mixing with caution. "Put it on screen," the officer ordered, her eyes narrowing as she focused on the display. The image of a large ship appeared, its sleek design contrasting with the jagged edges of Earth's military vessels. The voice that followed was deep and resonant, filled with authority. "This is Commander Varric of the Dracon Armada. We have come in search of the human vessel that trespassed in our space. You have something that belongs to us." Alex felt a knot form in his stomach. What do they mean by that? He whispered to Silara. "Only one way to find out." Silara replied, its voice steady. "We must engage with them directly." "Commander Varric," the officer said, her tone firm, "this is Colonel Mitchell of the Terran Defense Force. We are willing to negotiate. Please explain what you believe we possess." The commander's image flickered slightly as he responded. "You have a ship, a technology that is of great interest to my people. Return it to us, or face the consequences." A murmur rippled through the room. Alex's heart raced as he processed the commander's words. "We don't have your ship," he said, trying to keep his voice steady. "But we can assure you that we are not your enemies. Let's discuss this further. Varric's eyes narrowed, revealing a flicker of annoyance. You humans often play games. Do not test my patience. If you do not comply, we will be forced to act. As the transmission ended, the command center erupted into chaos. The officers discussed strategies, their voices overlapping in a cacophony of fear and urgency. Silara stepped forward, its presence calm amidst the rising panic. We should send a message to Commander Varric, explaining that we have no hostile intentions. If we can convince him that cooperation is the only path forward, we might avoid conflict. Do you think he'll listen? Alex asked, doubt creeping into his mind. Silara's eyes glimmered with resolve. It is worth a try. We must show that we are united, not just as humans, but as a coalition. With a deep breath, Alex nodded. Let's send that message. As they prepared to send a new communication to the Dracon Armada, Alex felt a wave of determination wash over him. This was not just about survival. It was about the future of humanity and its place in the galaxy. Colonel Mitchell, he said, we need to show strength through unity. If we can demonstrate that humans and Etherans stand together, it may persuade the Dracons to reconsider. The officer nodded, a flicker of hope in her eyes. All right, we'll do it your way, but we must remain cautious. With the message prepared, Alex, Silara, and Colonel Mitchell worked closely together, crafting a declaration of peace. They needed to convey not just words, but the sincerity of their intentions. As they finalized the message, Alex felt the weight of history on their shoulders. This could be the moment that defined their futures, not just as individuals, but as representatives of two civilizations reaching out to one another. They sent the message, and the waiting began again. The alarm had stopped, but the tension in the air remained thick, charged with anticipation. Hours passed, but finally, a response came through the comm system. The technician announced, "We have another transmission from the Dracons." Alex's heart raced as they prepared to hear from Commander Varric once more. This was the moment of truth, a chance to either forge a path toward peace or face an uncertain future filled with conflict. The negotiation. The tension in the command center was almost unbearable as the screen flickered to life. Commander Varric's imposing figure filled the display, his sharp features framed by the dark interior of his ship. Alex could see the faint glow of controls behind him, reflecting the urgency of the moment. Colonel Mitchell, Varric's voice resonated, echoing through the room. You have requested a dialogue. Speak quickly. I do not have time to waste. Alex stood beside Colonel Mitchell, who took a deep breath before replying. Thank you for your prompt response, Commander. We believe there has been a misunderstanding. We do not have your ship, nor do we seek conflict. Our mission is one of peace. Varric's eyes narrowed, skepticism etched on his face. Peace. You humans are known for your deceit. Explain how you do not possess what belongs to us. Alex stepped forward, hoping to diffuse the tension. We believe that our presence in your space was a mistake. We encountered an anomaly in space that led us here. We have no knowledge of any Dracon technology or ship. The commander's posture shifted slightly, his expression unreadable. You expect me to believe this story. Your people have already proven to be a threat. How can I trust you? We can demonstrate our willingness to cooperate, Alex urged. Let us show you our technology. We have no desire to keep anything that isn't ours. We are not enemies. Enough of your words, Varric said, his voice sharp. If you wish to prove your intentions, you will come aboard my ship. There, we will discuss your fate face to face. A murmur spread through the command center, filled with mixed feelings of fear and determination. Colonel Mitchell turned to Alex, uncertainty etched on her face. What do you think? Is it worth the risk? Silara and I can go, Alex said, looking at his alien companion. We can establish a connection. Show them we mean no harm. If we stay here, we may provoke them into action. Silara nodded, its color shifting to a calm green. I believe we can demonstrate the power of unity. If they see two races working together, it may change their perspective." Colonel Mitchell sighed, weighing the decision. "All right, but you must take every precaution. If things go wrong, you need to be prepared to defend yourselves. I can't guarantee your safety." "I understand," Alex replied, determination filling his voice. "We will do our best to ensure peace." As the transmission ended, they prepared for their journey. Silara and Alex exchanged glances filled with mutual trust. They knew this was a pivotal moment for both their species. When the ship arrived to transport them, Alex felt a surge of nerves. He had heard stories about the Dracon Armada, tales of their advanced technology and fierce warriors. But he also felt a glimmer of hope. This was their chance to change the course of history. As they boarded the Dracon ship, Alex's senses heightened. The interior was dark, illuminated only by the faint glow of the control panels. The walls were adorned with intricate designs, a mix of beauty and danger that made Alex's heart race. Varric stood waiting for them in a large chamber, flanked by his officers. The atmosphere was thick with tension, and Alex felt the weight of their gazes. "You are bold to come here," Varric said, his voice low and steady. "But will you be wise? We seek only to understand and find common ground." Alex replied, trying to keep his voice steady. "We want to ensure that both our peoples can coexist peacefully." Varric's expression remained unreadable as he motioned for them to sit. "Speak then. What do you propose?" Silara took a deep breath and began. "We can share our technology, our knowledge, and our intentions. Humans have learned from their mistakes. We want to build a future where both our species can thrive." The commander listened, his eyes fixed on Silara. "And what assurance do I have that your words are not empty promises? Your people have betrayed others in the past." Alex leaned forward, his heart pounding. "We can create an alliance. Together, we can face common threats. The galaxy is vast, and there are dangers that we both may encounter. It is wiser to stand together than to be divided." Varric remained silent, his expression contemplative. The air was thick with anticipation, and Alex could feel the weight of the moment. Finally, the Dracon commander spoke. "You are proposing the Union, but what do you expect in return? What does the Dracon Armada gain from this alliance?" "Mutual protection and knowledge," Alex replied without hesitation. "Imagine the advancements we could achieve together. We can combine our strengths and build something greater than ourselves." The tension in the room shifted slightly as Varric considered their words. "You speak well, human, but words alone will not be enough. I will require proof of your commitment. I will send one of my officers to your base to observe your technology and learn your capabilities. If you truly seek an alliance, you will allow this." Alex exchanged a glance with Silara, understanding the gravity of the request. "We will agree to your terms, but in return, we request that you allow us to learn from you as well. This must be a two-way street." Varric studied them for a moment, then nodded slowly. "Very well. You have one chance to prove your worth. Fail, and you will bear the consequences." As they left the chamber, a sense of hope mingled with apprehension filled the air. Alex and Silara had taken the first step towards something monumental, but the road ahead remained uncertain. The revelation. The next few days were filled with anticipation and anxiety as Alex and Colonel Mitchell prepared for the arrival of the Dracon officer. Silara stayed close to Alex, its vibrant colors shifting from anxious red to a calming blue. They had forged a bond during their journey, and now they relied on each other more than ever. The command center buzzed with activity as the crew set up equipment and made adjustments to accommodate their guests. Alex could feel the tension in the air, a mix of hope and fear about what the Dracon officer would discover. Finally, the day arrived. The Dracon ship touched down near the base, its massive form casting a shadow over the surrounding area. Alex stood alongside Colonel Mitchell and Silara, trying to mask his nervousness. The ground trembled as the ramp lowered, revealing a tall Draken officer clad in armor that glinted in the sunlight. Commander Threx, the officer introduced itself, its voice deep and resonant. I am here to observe your technology and assess your readiness for alliance. Colonel Mitchell stepped forward, extending her hand. Welcome, Commander Threx. We appreciate your willingness to come and see what we have to offer. Threx studied her for a moment before nodding. Show me your capabilities. I am eager to see if your people are truly worthy of our trust. As they guided Threx through the base, Alex felt a sense of pride. They showcased their advancements in technology, from energy shields to advanced weaponry. The Draken officer listened carefully, taking notes and asking probing questions. What makes you think your technology can stand against the threats we face? Threx inquired, his voice steady. The galaxy is filled with dangers that require more than mere machines. Alex felt the weight of Threx's gaze and responded with conviction. Our strength lies not just in technology, but in our spirit and creativity. Humans have faced overwhelming odds before and emerged victorious. We adapt and learn quickly. Threx remained silent, his expression unreadable. As they moved to the simulation room, Alex activated a demonstration of their combat strategies. Holographic projections filled the room, depicting various scenarios where humans had outsmarted their enemies. The Draken officer watched intently, his keen eyes analyzing every move. Impressive, Threx admitted finally. But can you prove this in real combat? Talk of strategies means little without the will to act. Feeling the challenge, Alex took a deep breath. We can arrange a training exercise. You'll see our tactics firsthand. Very well, Threx replied. But know this, your training exercises will be closely monitored. Any sign of weakness will be reported. With a nod of agreement, they set up the training exercise for the next day. As the sun rose, the air crackled with anticipation. The team gathered in the designated area, preparing to showcase their skills. Threx stood on a raised platform, observing with a critical eye. Begin, he commanded. The soldiers moved in unison, demonstrating their tactical formations and teamwork. Alex watched as they executed maneuvers, coordinating flawlessly with each other. They showcased their adaptability and quick thinking, traits that had saved humanity countless times. As the exercise continued, Threx's demeanor shifted. He leaned forward, intrigued by their performance. Each time a human soldier made a clever move or outsmarted the simulated enemy, Alex felt a sense of triumph. This was their chance to prove themselves. But then, as they neared the end of the exercise, something unexpected happened. A sudden alarm blared through the base, signaling an emergency. Panic spread among the soldiers as they scrambled to respond. Status report. Colonel Mitchell barked, her voice cutting through the chaos. A technician rushed forward, eyes wide. We have detected an unidentified ship entering our airspace. It's moving fast and is heavily armed. The atmosphere shifted from determination to alarm as Alex exchanged glances with Silara and Colonel Mitchell. What do we do? Alex asked, feeling the weight of the moment. We need to prepare for defense, Colonel Mitchell ordered. Threx, can your ship assist us? The Draken officer remained calm, his gaze steady. We will provide support, but this is your fight as well. Show me your resolve. Alex's heart raced as they prepared for the unknown threat. The team quickly gathered their weapons and strategized, ready to defend their home. The tension in the air was palpable, but this was their moment to prove their worth. As they moved to their positions, Alex felt a sense of unity with his team. They were ready to face whatever was coming. The Draken officer watched closely, and Alex knew this was the test that could change everything. The skies darkened as the unidentified ship approached, and Alex braced himself for what lay ahead. They were standing at the edge of a new reality, one that could either unite or destroy them. The defense. The alarm blared through the command center, creating a chaotic symphony of shouts and rushing footsteps. Alex could feel his heart pounding in his chest as he readied himself for the incoming threat. He exchanged determined glances with Colonel Mitchell and Silara, knowing they had to act swiftly. "Form a perimeter," Colonel Mitchell shouted, her voice cutting through the noise. "Prepare all defensive measures." Alex joined the team as they moved into formation, weapons at the ready. The atmosphere was thick with urgency, but a sense of unity had blossomed among the soldiers. They were ready to defend their home and their newfound alliance with the Draken. "Threx," Colonel Mitchell called, turning to the Draken officer. "What can your ship do to help us?" Threx's expression was serious. "We will provide cover fire and assist with targeting systems, but you must show your strength. I will not protect you if you are unwilling to fight." With a firm nod, Colonel Mitchell signaled for the soldiers to take their positions. Alex felt a surge of adrenaline as he took his place beside Silara. The Draken ship hovered above, its powerful engines glowing as it prepared for combat. In the distance, the unidentified ship appeared, a sleek and menacing figure cutting through the clouds. Its dark hull gleamed ominously, sending a shiver down Alex's spine. The threat was real, and they had to face it head-on. "Target acquired," a technician shouted, eyes glued to the screen. "It's heavily armed and moving fast. Get ready," Colonel Mitchell ordered. "We need to act now. Silara, can you enhance our shields?" Silara nodded, its colors shifting to a bright green. "I can channel energy to strengthen the shields. We must be ready for their attack." As the unknown ship approached, Alex took a deep breath, steadying himself. He focused on the task at hand, knowing that this was their chance to prove they were worthy allies. "We can do this," he said, glancing at Silara. "Together." The unknown ship fired its weapons, brilliant bursts of energy erupting toward them. Alex felt the ground shake as the first blast struck the perimeter. Sparks flew, and alarms screamed louder. "Shields up," he shouted, readying his weapon. Silara channeled energy, and the shields flared to life, absorbing the impact. "We are holding," it called out, colors flashing with determination. "Return fire," Colonel Mitchell commanded, and the soldiers opened fire, bright beams of energy shooting toward the approaching ship. Alex felt a surge of hope as they struck their target, but the enemy ship continued to advance, undeterred. "Threx," Colonel Mitchell shouted, "we need more power. Can your ship assist?" "Activating targeting systems now," Threx replied, his voice steady as he took control of the situation. The Draken ship unleashed a barrage of energy beams, striking the enemy ship with precision. "Aim for their weapon systems. Disable them." The enemy ship began to falter, its fire becoming erratic. The soldiers cheered, fueled by the prospect of victory. "Keep pushing," Alex urged, his heart racing. They were fighting not just for survival, but for the future of their alliance. As the battle raged on, Alex noticed a shift in the enemy ship's tactics. It began to maneuver quickly, evading their attacks. "It's adapting," he shouted, frustration bubbling within him. "We need to predict their moves." Silara's colors shifted, a deep blue signaling concern. "We must think like them. What would they do next?" Suddenly, an idea sparked in Alex's mind. "If they're trying to evade us, we can set a trap. Let's make them think they have a clear shot. When they move in, we hit them with everything we have." "Good thinking," Colonel Mitchell agreed. "Form a tighter line and prepare for their approach. On my mark, we unleash everything." The soldiers adjusted their positions, preparing for the enemy's next move. Alex could feel the adrenaline surging through him as they waited. Time seemed to stretch as they focused on the approaching ship, its weapons charging for another strike. "Now," Colonel Mitchell shouted. The soldiers unleashed a torrent of fire, and the Draken ship followed suit. The concentrated blasts caught the enemy off guard as they moved in for a strike. The enemy ship was caught in the crossfire, and explosions erupted across its hull. "Direct hit," a technician yelled, excitement filling the air. They're taking damage. But the enemy was not finished yet. With a sudden burst of speed, it attempted to break through their defenses. They're trying to escape. Alex shouted, his heart racing. We can't let them get away. Sci-Fi, Colonel Mitchell called. Can you create a distraction? Sci-Fi focused intently, its colors shifting rapidly as it channeled energy. I will generate a pulse. It may confuse their systems and give us an advantage. With a surge of power, Sci-Fi released a wave of energy that pulsed through the air. The enemy ship faltered, its systems glitching momentarily. Now's our chance, Alex yelled. They unleashed everything they had, the combined firepower overwhelming the enemy ship. The blast struck true, and with a final explosion, the unidentified ship disintegrated, leaving only debris in its wake. Cheers erupted from the command center as the soldiers celebrated their victory. Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him, knowing they had faced a significant threat together. Threx stepped forward, his expression a mixture of respect and intrigue. You have proven yourselves today, humans. Your resolve and courage are commendable. Colonel Mitchell nodded, pride evident on her face. Thank you, Commander Threx. This victory is a testament to our partnership. As they looked at the remnants of the enemy ship scattered across the sky, Alex felt a new sense of hope. They had stood together in the face of danger, and this battle had strengthened their alliance. But deep down, he knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, and more challenges lay ahead. Together, they could face anything. The dawn of a new era was upon them, and they were ready to embrace it. The aftermath. The command center was alive with the sound of celebration. Soldiers cheered and exchanged high fives, their faces glowing with triumph. Alex stood amidst the chaos, still catching his breath from the intensity of the battle. He could hardly believe what they had just accomplished. Great job, team, Colonel Mitchell exclaimed, clapping a hand on Alex's shoulder. You all fought bravely today. Thanks, Colonel, Alex replied, a smile spreading across his face. We couldn't have done it without everyone's support. Sci-Fi, its colors pulsing in shades of vibrant green and blue, approached them. Your strategy was effective, Alex. The pulse I generated allowed us to gain the upper hand. Alex felt a warm rush of pride. We all played our part. Together, we made a great team. Threx walked over, his expression serious but proud. Your courage is commendable, humans. You have proven that your species is capable of great strength and ingenuity. This victory will echo throughout the galaxy. Thank you, Threx, Colonel Mitchell said, her voice steady. But we must remain vigilant. This could just be the beginning of new threats. Alex nodded, feeling the weight of those words. Do you think more enemies will come after us? It is likely, Threx replied, his tone grave. The galaxy is filled with unknowns. We must prepare for whatever may come next. As the celebrations continued, Alex turned his attention to the view screen. The wreckage of the enemy ship floated in the distance, a stark reminder of their recent battle. We have to learn from this, he said, his brow furrowing in thought. What if they send more ships? We need to strengthen our defenses. Agreed, Colonel Mitchell said, her voice firm. We'll analyze the battle data and ensure our technology is upgraded. We can't let our guard down. Sci-Fi's colors shifted to a calming blue. I can assist with your technology. The Draken have advanced systems that could enhance your defenses. Great idea, Alex said, feeling excitement stir within him. With your help, we could develop new strategies and technologies to keep us safe. As the day turned to night, the atmosphere shifted. The energy of victory was replaced by a sense of responsibility. They had faced danger and emerged stronger, but Alex knew that the challenges ahead would require even greater resolve. In the days that followed, the team worked tirelessly. They analyzed data from the battle, studying every detail of their encounter with the enemy ship. Sci-Fi collaborated with the scientists, sharing Draken technology and insights. Alex found himself increasingly involved in the planning sessions, offering ideas and strategies. He felt a sense of purpose, knowing that every contribution mattered. The bond between humans and Draken grew stronger as they exchanged knowledge and shared their experiences. One evening, as they gathered for a debrief, Colonel Mitchell spoke. "I'm proud of what we've accomplished together. This battle was not just a victory, it was a turning point. We're building a future that relies on our collaboration." Frex nodded in agreement. "We have forged an alliance that will reshape the galaxy. Together, we can face any threat." Alex looked around the room, taking in the faces of his comrades, both human and Draken. There was a sense of unity among them, a shared determination to protect their worlds and each other. "Let's continue to learn and grow," Alex said, his voice steady. "If we work together, we can overcome anything." As the meeting concluded, Alex stepped outside, breathing in the cool night air. He gazed up at the stars, feeling a sense of hope. The universe was vast, filled with unknowns, but he no longer felt alone. He knew that they had the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With each passing day, their alliance grew, paving the way for a brighter future. In the quiet of the night, Alex whispered to himself, "We are more than just allies. We are family." As he turned back to the command center, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had faced the darkness together and emerged stronger, ready to protect their worlds and explore the stars side by side. The adventure had only just begun.